Okay, here's the shuttle punt. The last time I went out, I tested the new drain holes here, and they worked really well. The self-draining floor, but I did go down the rapids on purpose because I wanted water to wash over the bow and flood the front of the boat. And I ended up getting sandwiched between two sets of rocks, and it made a big scrape. There's a big rock, and so I'm repairing it. So this is the old paper, and what happens is it shears down the middle. So what it does is it leaves some paper fibers that are still there, and this is an old repair where I had painted over it and it absorbed through the paper, so that was another repair. So I'm just replacing this with cotton fiber. This is a cotton fiber. I'm going to immerse it in Titebond 3, and it's going to be a whole lot stronger. I've already tested this, and the Titebond goes all the way through this, and it doesn't shear and it doesn't absorb water. But anyway, even though I've repaired the edges of this punt at least about 10 times, I still have not ever gotten water into the plywood. So the cool thing is if this sits out in the rain and it gets wet, it also dries in the sun, so it is breathable. Water goes in and then water comes out. As soon as I take it in my shop, it dries out, and this is all dry, and now I will put on the new material. So I'm in the process of replacing all the paper tape with this new kind of tape, which is cotton fiber, and there's no paper in it. It's 100% cotton. You can get it at Home Depot. They sell it as premium rags, but I used it as a rag and it didn't work very well. So, but I've figured out that it works better than the paper, and it's stronger, and it doesn't have the issue of shearing down the middle with strong abrasion like the paper did. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these on using Titebond 3. You just pour it in a tray. This roller already has some water on it. You can add 10% water. Spread it around. The paper in there. Oh, I'm sorry, not the paper. The fabric. It's a fabric. Cotton fabric. Okay, so now you have to use your tactile sensibilities here. You don't want it to have a dry spot. You have to make sure it's nice and slick on both sides. And then you just stick it in place like that. The cool thing about this is with epoxy doesn't like sticking around sharp corners. You have to put peel ply over it or wax paper over it. I don't have to do that with this stuff, and I can touch it with my hands and get it all over my hands, and it's not a problem because it's not a toxic chemical. And when it dries really hard and strong. It's not as strong as epoxy, but it's I think it's about half as strong. you always, actually this is the back of the boat, so I have to flip this. Like this. I have to tuck this under that. It's like paper mache, but it's not paper anymore. It's fabric mache. Fabric mache. Some people use canvas. I don't like it because it's too thick, and it has stronger thread pattern, which has to be filled. This I can prime it and paint it, and I don't have to fill it. It's a lot smoother. Anyway, that's all it is, and then I just wash out my tray and wash my hands, and I'm done. Okay, one last big drop coming up. Okay, where do I go through? How about this? Woo!